So Saturday, I had to rap at this event, and now what I tell you, man, I'm grateful, man, because man, I'm always doing something, man, every week, man. Man, God has just blessed the ministry, man, underground. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, when it sprouts, man, when I get above ground, testimony gonna be crazy. But I had this event, and man, they allowed some of the audience members to uh, testify, ask questions. And man, one of the little homies who I had took on the road with me, man, probably like, man, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, man, he got up and he just talked about when we was on the road. And man, and it was so crazy how he just reminded me of things that I used to do that I'm not doing now. And so he talked about how we had to sleep in the car one time when we was in Dallas, and man, it just, man, it blessed my spirit just to be able to remember those times. Now, I ain't gonna make it seem like, man, everything now is just smooth sailing, because it's not. The ministry still have its ups and downs. It still have moments where I'm like, Lord, what we're doing, you know what I mean? But I still keep putting my foot to the pedal. I still keep pushing. But he reminded me of how we had to sleep in the car when we was in Dallas. And when he said it, it was just like, whoa. Because I remember them times when I had to sleep in the car when the honorariums went all the way right, because they could only do so much, or the person was trying to convince them to bring me in, and they didn't want to give X amount, which was cool. That's just the nature of gospel rap. You know what I mean? Gospel rap is probably, like I tell anybody, not probably, it is the hardest genre of music to do. The club don't want it. You know what I mean? They ain't finna bring me because I'm gonna mess up the whole atmosphere. When I get done rapping, they ain't gonna eat no chicken. They ain't gonna want to dance. They gonna be ready to go. You know what I mean? And the church, man, they can undervalue, especially the church that I'm in. You know what I mean? The black church. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Like the black church is a little different. You know what I mean? They ain't, not all of them, but a lot of them don't see the value in all their kids listen to is hip hop. But that's a whole nother conversation. But so he reminded me of how we had to sleep in the car. And man, I was just moved because I remember sleeping in a car. I remember after a show, instead of getting a room like some other artists would do, they would take their money or take their honorarium, or get them a room, and get whatever else they was gonna pay them, and they go to their room. No, no, no. I got to a place where I started telling them, listen, put all mine in one wad. So if we drove to, let's say, Dallas, and they gave 500, man, I didn't want you to give me 350 and then pay 150 on the room. Now I'm like, give me the whole five, because that 150 can go back to the house. You know what I mean? So it got to that place where I started telling people, for those that were willing to pay a little bit more, man, just give it all in one whop. Now, if the table did good, sometimes the table will do good. Sometimes I sell a lot of shirts and CDs where now I'm like, okay, cool, let's go ahead and let's go and get a room. But it was times where, man, that table didn't do good. Them CDs didn't sell like I needed to. Them shirts didn't sell, or whatever that product was didn't sell. Man, listen, I'm not gonna go lay up in no $160, $150 room. Now, one thing about me, man, I don't do trap hotels. You know what I mean? Some folks on the other end, I'll probably be like, why you just didn't go to a little trap joint? Like, nah, and spend $60, $70. Nah, I'd rather sleep in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather sleep in the car. One thing about me, man, I don't like no trap hotels, man. I don't like no bed bugs. I don't like no bugs. I don't like no dirty carpet. I don't like no dirty bathroom. Listen, listen, nah, I'd rather sleep in the car. So that's what I would do. I would rather sleep in the car than go get a trap hotel. But he just reminded me of how far God had brought me. Man, he brought me a long way, where now sometimes, not all the time, but now sometimes, we in 4, 5 star hotels. You know what I'm saying? Like people really see value in what I do now. Now it's still, like I say, I ain't gonna never lunch out and be like it's just smooth selling. Now I have moments, but I have a lot of moments where people respect what I do, And when they bring me, man, they try to make sure I'm good. But like I say, we still book our own rooms. Majority of the time, it's just that the person or the outreach or whatever it is, they'll pay a little bit more where we're able to get more of a better hotel. But he just reminded me of that. And sometimes, man, God, he will remind you on how far he done brought you. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he done brought you, man, all the way from sleeping in a car. You know what I mean? I'm talking about dead winter. You know what I mean? I remember one time me and my homies in Little Rock, and we was selling CDs before anybody was booking me. And I'm talking about it's dead winter. I'm talking about at night, it's probably like, man, it felt like 10 degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm constantly cranking the car up, trying to get the air to blow. Get the heat to blow, just to keep us warm. Like, man, I remember them times where it just was, man, you balled up in the back seat, and my homie in the front seat, and he laid across the whole front seat, and I'm laid across the back seat, and man, we just trying to make it to the morning so we can get out, and man, get about the business. Try to move some CDs, try to share the gospel, try to get people to want to sow into the ministry, trying to see if somebody knew somebody that knew somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like so, man. Listen, I was a car sleeper, man, for years. I've been doing this for 16 years. So I was a car sleeper for years. There's plenty of times I would get on the road for $200. You know what I mean? Like, we all in Cincinnati, we all in Indiana. Like, man, that all they could do was $200. Really, man, that was the gas and some food. You feel me? So when it was time to be done, man, what, you ain't finna get no wrong? Man, you got light bill at the house. Oh, man, you got rent, you got car insurance, like, you got, man, listen, man, you got bills. So it's like, I can't sit here and try to ball out like some dudes. Some dudes can do that because they work a 9 to 5. So they work a 9 to 5, which is, hey, cool, thumbs up, man. Listen, do your thing. My situation just was different. They work a 9 to 5, so they plan for these trips. So they hop on planes, and they ain't trying to profit. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Everybody's situation different. Everybody's situation ain't the same. Mine was more of a different situation. You know what I mean? Like, me and my folks still had to eat. So because of that, we had to do other sacrifices that a lot of people didn't have to do. You know what I mean? Like some people had to, their stuff was planned out. Man, mine was just stupid faith. Man, we going to Indiana on stupid faith. And it was plenty of times that I watched God move. I'm talking about, man, you come for the 200, but you leave with 800. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the table didn't jump. You know what I mean? You sold 30 shirts and 35 CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, come on, God, work that thing out. Come on, God, move that thing. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see no move like that where you can't do nothing but salute them and be like, Lord, you moving. You moving. And sometimes, to be honest with you, even when we made big, still didn't get no hotel. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a couple hours of sleep. You know what I mean? Like we ain't finna waste it on that. We're gonna go on, pull up to, let me tell you the best place to go. Man, this is what I learned. Man, my number one place to go was hospital. Man, go to the emergency parking lot. Woo, man, that's the best place to go. Man, they got security riding around, and man, it's just, it's where we found rest at. We get on the phone, look up a hospital, wherever we at, Little Rock, look up a hospital. Man, I remember the first time I slept at Grady Hospital in Atlanta. Know what I'm saying? Like, man, we posted. Man, I got on the phone, saw where the hospital was at. Man, Googled that thing, got the address. Man, pulled up, found a good parking space. Man, and went on to sleep. Man, God protected us, protected me, man, through a lot of them times. But some people say, man, that right there can seem foolish, bro. Like, man, I just believed. I believe, some nights, I ain't get no sleep. But I was just grateful that I made it through the night. You know what I mean? Like, I made it through the night where I didn't have to deal with some of the things that I would have woke up and been like, man, especially for me, you know what I'm saying? Spending $150 on a room or something, I would have been like, man, bro, I should have kept it. That was my, that was my car insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but like I said, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I had to do what I had to do.